Hi everyone, Sarah Lane here from Twit, from a variety of shows on Twit, and I have been tasked with reviewing several iPhone cases. Shannon, before you buys producer, knows that I'm an iPhone person. In fact, I host a show on Twit about iPhones, i5 for the iPhone, so I'm kind of the perfect person to go through a few of these iPhone cases and just see if, they're worth it. So we're going to start with something called Kava J's iPhone leather case. It's called the Dallas Cognac. It retails for about $35, $34.90 on their website. My first initial problem was when you look at it, you think, oh, okay, so the iPhone goes in here. All right, yeah. And I spent a lot of time trying to get the iPhone inside, and it wasn't happening. And I thought, well, this is kind of a crap case. Well, what you got to do is you got to go in from the side here. It's a little stealth little guy. And then once you do that, you've got a little flap here that then you kind of tuck behind the iPhone when you're done. Okay, well that makes a lot more sense. Very nice. Now, not only does it have a little flap here so that your iPhone's protected, but it does have a little area here in the back where you could probably, add a credit card. Kind of a tight fit, so you're not going to have too many cards in here. If you have a driver's license, maybe $1 or $2 and a card or two, you can do that. The camera is open, and then here on the bottom, you've got a nice little area for all your plug-in stuff, your connector and your headphones, and then the speakers are out. This is nice. Smells like leather, which is I like. I don't know if that would appeal to everybody, but again, for 35 bucks, not so bad. All right, so we're going to move on now to the A-Care Colatio, or Colatio, however you call it, iPhone 5 case. These are all for the iPhone 5 because that's the kind of iPhone I have. This retails for $39.90 on their website, so about the same price. And it, first glance, it looks a little bit the same. Here's my first problem, is that you don't actually put the iPhone in from the side or just straight from the top. You actually come in through this opening here. So now, because I had a little trouble with this, it was very tight at first fit, I almost destroyed it. I managed to well, it's not exactly broken, but I managed to stretch it to the point where I don't actually feel like this is going to last as long as it should because the leather ended up coming apart pretty easily. All right, well, so that aside, smells less like leather, so that's kind of annoying for me. But this is a little bit more substantial. This is actually kind of like a thicker case. It really feels like a kind of like a wallet or or moleskin or something. Whereas the first Kava J case was nice and thin, not very substantial. This definitely feels a little bit more like a notebook. On the inside, obviously you've got your phone here, and then you've got more of like a wallet area. You've got definitely an area for cash here and some cards as well. And when I look at the way that the phone is situated in here, I don't have access to my sound. So my volume controls are covered. Maybe that's not a deal breaker, but it seems like they could have made that easier. Otherwise, again, your controls are all easily accessed. The speakers themselves are slightly covered, which just to me feels a little bit janky. Of course, the camera on the back is exposed as well. All right, let's move on to the CM4, which is, at first glance, a very, very, it almost seems like a little cheapy, just cover the back of the iPhone case. It is retailing for $40. So first I go, okay, well, what makes this so special? Easy to put your iPhone in here. You kind of just snap it inside. Comes in a bunch of different colors too. The teal one happens to be the one that we got as a review unit. Easy to get the phone inside. Feels pretty substantial. And then on the back here, obviously the camera is exposed. And then you've got a little area for, the company says it's for cash, it's for cards. So let's see how much we could put in here. I see women, men too, I guess, but particularly women that I know carrying around their cash and their driver's license and their credit cards and just kind of like stuff for the night in their iPhone case all the time these days. It always makes me feel really nervous. I mean, if you're going to lose your whole purse anyway, I guess it doesn't matter, but something about having everything attached to my phone, I'm not sure if I like this idea. Well, certainly you can get a bunch of stuff in here. I've got a few different dollars and a few different cards in here, so it certainly works. It's a tight fit. That's good. You obviously don't want your money to be falling out of your iPhone case. But besides that, there's nothing too special about this. It is, well, these controls are covered up too, although these actually stick out a little bit better than the A case did. So we've got a wallet ish type of a iPhone case here, and it's nice. I'll say that. Finally, let's move on to A-Care iPhone 5 case Super Leggera Pro Dual Protection case. Whatever that means. Okay, well, here's what's kind of interesting about this at first hand. There's two little layers here. Wait, is it breaking? What's going on? Why is it like this? Okay, so here's what's going on in here. Get your phone inside. This outside area is, it's plastic, but it feels pretty substantial. The inside area is a very sort of soft rubber, actually. So what it is, it's two layers that's designed when your iPhone is on the inside. All right, so once I've got the A-Care case around my phone, this feels really substantial. What the company says the two layers are designed for is impact. So basically, you've got this hard shell that protects your phone, and of course, everything is, this is actually, let's get to this. Here on the bottom, you've got the area for when, if you plug in your PIN connector or your headphones, and there are these little rubber flaps that are easily movable, but I guess it's designed for, if you're not using it, it's covered, and then it's easy to go ahead and plug in. Some people are going to like that and some people aren't because it's not very clean looking, but it's nice. The rubber on the inside of this shell is designed to kind of, hold my phone, so if there's impact, there's almost a little bit of, it gives a little bit. It's sort of like a floating office type thing. I like this one the best, probably because in part it's white and with the black frame, it just kind of looks nice with my phone. I'm not so crazy about stuff that's colorful because I bought a white iPhone because I like the look of the white iPhone. So I kind of like this kind of stormtroopy thing, but it really does it feels strong, even though there's not much to it. It's well designed. And this is $19.95. So for $20, I feel like this is probably, its form and function is one thing and design is another. This is probably more my speed. I don't know if I want to spend more than, $20 or so on a case. All right, so let's go through these. Try, buy, don't buy. I'm going to go ahead and say for the Kava J, it's nice. The leather smells really good, and that's saying something. It really depends on what kind of style you're looking for. If you want something kind of boho and rugged, maybe this is for you. Go ahead and try it. Moving on to the A-Care Calladio iPhone case, $40, almost tore it in half. I say don't buy. Doesn't even smell like leather. What's the fun in that? For the CM4, if you like the idea of a small wallet on the go, maybe this is something that you would like to try. But of the four, absolutely for sure, I like the A-Care iPhone 5 case Super Leggera Pro. What does that mean? What is Super Leggera? I have no idea because it feels good. It's not that expensive. For $20, I say this is definitely a buy. So you've got some iPhone cases to think about. Hopefully that was helpful. And thanks everybody for watching my Before You Buy review. iPhones for life.